talked to you guys about the pepper spray on this channel before? I feel like I've mentioned it a few times. This is a perfect SMG in almost every way. This weapon has a normal crit chance, but it's got excellent perks. Double crit damage, crit rating damage to afflicted is exactly what you want. This thing doesn't even need a mag size perk because 34 is a bit above average and assault ammo recovery exists. You've got a 1.5 reload speed base. You absolutely have no excuse to run a reload perk on this besides having fun, and it looks like, as I double checked this, the developers agreed because you can't even run a reload perk. There are weapons like the Silent Spectre in the game that use a reload perk to get down to about a 2.1 or so reload speed. 2.1 with the reload perk, and this weapon's already down to like a 1.5. It's amazingly fast. The fire rate is pretty okay. It's conservative at 9.9. You've got great range, little bloom, the weapon's accurate. It's awesome in every single way besides damage. And for that reason, I have always written this weapon off. I just feel like it's not that good, and it's always ranked really lowly on my lists, and I think that's fair. However, back in the day, I liked to rate a weapon based on how it was on its own. I didn't give it any help. I used Blast in the past. And I think that's a fair and consistent way to rank weapons because, honestly, you can run this exact same build I'm about to show you with any SMG and probably get better results. But considering everything that the pepper sprayer has going for it, I'm not saying it's the best SMG. I'm just saying maybe I underrated it all these years. So we are running Tactical Assault Sledgehammer in the lead. I was considering Beetlejuice. She is the other contender. She's an Outlander, but the only reason you'd want to run an Outlander is for farming on the go, phase shifting around, using your Teddy, your Sizix. Okay, there are a lot of reasons to run an Outlander, but I just wanted the better stats of Sledgehammer, and honestly, these abilities are really strong as well. The one thing you typically want to use an Outlander for is for that phase shift and Chaos Agent, but as mentioned, the 1.5 second reload is way fast enough to not even need that. Battle Beat and Fumble, super standard. Assault weapon damage is fine. Again, you could use Ranger Deadeye in support, but the higher stats of a soldier are just sort of preferred. These numbers over here have been kind of bugged for a long time, so I don't know if that's actually accurate over there, but you do have higher stats with a soldier, and both of mine are supercharged anyway. Assault ammo recovery, as mentioned, will give me a 31.7% effective higher mag size, and I'll be conserving ammo while I do it, so he's just an excellent hero to use. Better than Light Show Spitfire if you were curious. And then we got Saurian Might, just to do a bit of extra damage periodically. It's not a ton, but it will help, and it is sometimes better than the 15% from reloading. I think that's more for bows, so I'm going to go back to locked reloaded, but if you're using bows, for example, Saurian Might is perfectly fine. All right, that's enough chatter. Let's hop in game and check out the pepper sprayer with as much help as we can give it. All right, first encampment. So I don't have wafers, so we're gonna have to activate Totally Rockin' Out. I'm gonna start with getting very lucky with this right here, upgrade that, and see, like, that's really good. Again, I know Totally Rockin' Out's helping a ton here, but like, you gotta be honest, that is a lot of damage from a weapon that I've always called very weak and basically useless. I mean, we're in a 164 player with a proper team. This is very standard for my videos and my channel and my personal experience, and this is honestly doing great. My health is low because I'm standing in the middle of a huge area. I tracked in natural enemies standing around and a smasher and the mist monsters from the encampment, so there's a lot happening, and this weapon handled it completely fine. If you're wondering why I'm a cat, by the way, it's because the stream decided that the cat would be better for this mission. Also, I have not raved about Affliction at all, so check this out. We're gonna get rid of the nurse. Oh gosh, oh goodness, if possible. Gosh and goodness are fighting for my tongue here. This is where this weapon is going to struggle for sure, but it looks like we're getting through it just fine. Maybe we can focus on the baby enemies, get Totally Rockin' Out active, use that extra crit rating to focus fire on the nurses, killing them with relative ease. I know this is going to make any weapon look bad. In fact, we intentionally recorded in like a worse rewards mission just to not have healing death burst, and it's honestly doing better than I would have expected. Like, normally with the pepper sprayer's damage, at least in my mind, I would have thought it to be completely useless here, and yet it has done honestly just completely fine. The quick reload keeps me back into the fight. The accuracy means I can go from a distance and aim for the head, and it's just doing fine. Like, for a weapon as bad as this, it's doing pretty well. Look at this range. The thing's like a little sniper, you know? This is what I'm talking about with this weapon. You got that long distance that you can aim from a good range and do really well in the process. No other SMG in the game does it quite like that. With Totally Rockin' Out active, there is nothing left holding this weapon back. Damage has always been the only weak factor. And then look at this, I can reload without wasting my Totally Rockin' Out, and it's down. Like, these are just 160 enemies. So considering how easily it's handling them, I think we should get the defense started. All right, the defense begins. I got some basic traps down just to farm up a bit of Totally Rockin' Out, because that is, again, essential. But actually, even as I say that, this weapon's doing fairly well without the help. The range is kicking it. okay. I wasn't like fully prepared to be super impressed by the. Okay, somebody popped a war cry. I was gonna say this weapon. All right, it does all right with the totally rocking out bonus. You know, sledgehammer in the lead, but I did not expect that. But honestly, you know, if a teammate pops a war cry, yeah, that'll make pretty much any weapon good. Like, I have to imagine, with totally rocking out active, the nailer probably does okay. I'm curious, how do I do spraying into a crowd like this? Better than I expected. There's a nurse over there. Like, look at that damage. I know I'm getting, you know, help from the traps and whatnot, but that's okay. That's okay. Now, my teammates might not let me have every single kill, but, so I'm not always going to know, like, what's me. Like, that Smasher had help from a mini-boss, but... Or, I'm sorry, a mini-gun. Close enough there. But, like, you can see what I'm talking about. The pepper sprayer, I've given it crap all these years. An amazing weapon. And there's even somebody in the Twitch chat, link down below, commenting on how this is one of their favorite weapons. And I get it. You know, I pulled out this weapon in, like, low-level V-Buck missions where damage didn't matter. And I just used it for fun because it feels amazing. It's like... To me personally, it's like using the ground pounder. It's like everything I want an SMG to do is present in this weapon. It's accurate from a distance, which most SMGs aren't. Reloads super fast. It has an abnormal mag size. If you actually look at the ammo count while I'm shooting, you can probably see that it doesn't go down every single bullet. That's assault ammo recovery kicking in, saving me ammo as well, which also at a 9.9 fire rate, like, it's not shooting terribly often, which might sound like a bad thing, but high fire rate can be bad. You can find yourself in a situation where you're actually consuming tons of ammo just to make up for that damage. In fact, the Viper SMG is a classic example of that. It actually has really low base damage, but a 13.5 fire rate, which is pretty standard. Might even be a bit higher than that. 13.5 sounds right, but it accomplishes all of its damage by shooting really, really fast. And that's not real damage because you're spending a bunch of time reloading, and your overall damage per second, once you factor in the time stopped to reload, it's actually quite low. It's really not that impressive anymore. But look at that. Like, I can jump over an enemy and reload, like, all so quickly. It's great. Like, that is not present on almost any weapon in the game. I don't know what the fastest base reload is in the game, but 1.5 has got to be one of the better ones. And you can see it's, you know, not a ton of damage. Without totally rocking out active and no teammates helping, it's not wildly impressive, but it did get the job done with basic traps and help from a teammate who isn't letting me do my thing over here. It's fine. It's fine. And yeah, I'm just making this video, I guess, for myself and for you guys to maybe reconsider this weapon. If you've had some pepper sprayer copies going unused, maybe pull it out. It's actually pretty strong, all things considered, with a little bit of help. All right, wave 2 begins. I'm not really sure a second part to this video is... Oh no. Okay, all right. You win. Thank you, Emerald. So I was gonna say, I'm not really sure a second part of this video is necessary. I think this might be a quick little one game video. Oh my God, I'm dying so much. All right, new plan. I am going to go kill these throwing thoughts. This needs to stop. You are dead. You are dead. You are dead. I am not taking too much damage so far. I'm okay. Here we go. Slide underneath that. Maybe kill that enemy off into the distance. Really taking advantage of the range. Run away to not die to the taker. Oh, we're balling out the plays today. There we go. Kill her. Kill them. That enemy is about to throw. We want that one to die. That range! The range on this weapon is really, really coming into play here. Like, I'm actually impressed. The pepper spray, I know it has a long range, but that is awesome. This is what I'm talking about. This weapon, if you give it the damage bonus, does like everything you would want this weapon to do. Smokescreen mini boss means we're going to be useless. A physical ravager would be the key there, but I want to just keep using this weapon. Seeing as it's not a two-part video as it is, I just want to, you know, stay effective and using this weapon while we're here. I don't want, you know, a good chunk of the pepper sprayer video to be ravager showcase. We already know that weapon's amazing. Link to that video down below. Ooh, look at that. Take out the ranged guy and I went down, but still, this weapon's keeping up. Like, as well as any weapon should. That can't be stressed hard enough. Like, if you are running around like a madman in the middle of the crowd, you're probably gonna die. In fact, the fact that I'm running Sledgehammer over Beetlejuice is probably one of the only reasons I'm still alive. But, yeah, Pepper Sprayer. I am kind of a fan right now. Let me just do that. He died in the air. That's fine. Knock the guy off the edge. Shoot him because he's shooting me from a distance. Fire enemies can be really annoying for that. Activating my Totally Rockin' Out with Fumble is probably good. I want to make sure that he's dead. My thing's on cooldown. I was trying to shockwave, but I can't do it. It's so hard to stay alive. I need to activate Totally Rockin' Out not to die. This is a surprisingly lethal mission. I am very scared. You know, this is tough. This is tough. I'm gonna say though, like, at no point do I feel held back by the weapon. I'm just standing in a crowd of enemies kind of playing like a maniac. And there's Affliction coming into play there. You just spread this across multiple enemies at once and they'll all just sort of die over time. Really beautiful. It's actually the exact same technique they're using to kill me. All these enemies keep pinging me with Affliction and I'm taking damage while I'm just trying to run away. And I need to stop reloading early. That's kind of like a personal counterpoint to what I'm doing here. Is that reloading too frequently can just lose out on a lot of damage, and it doesn't really make sense to reload when you've got 7 rounds in the mag. And I don't love being stopped in the middle of a reload while I'm trying to shoot an enemy that's flying towards me, but with that super fast reload, it doesn't matter nearly as much. I'm staying alive this time. I'm staying alive this time. Getting the healing trap down. There we go. Stay crouched for that better bloom. The range is coming into play here so much, and that's just beautiful. Like, you would think slightly more range than another SMG. Okay, we're gonna use a Blastron for 15 seconds. Would be not that big of a deal, but it goes a long way. And yeah. Blastron Mini, by the way, did you guys know that this weapon's kind of amazing? Is that like a part 2 to this? Okay, this one's built for Chaos Agent. Blastron Mini, actually pretty strong. But there you go. Covered the pepper sprayer. Not a video you guys might have thought you wanted, but it's a weapon that you might have overlooked because I have been saying it's bad for a long time. So if you watch my channel, you might have missed out on a decent recommendation. But you should check it out, give it a try. It could be any element in the game. Tons of fun to have with it. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. And then